Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kung Lao, some custom variations for you to use in competitive play with the second to Liu Kang Kung Lao. So, alright, without further ado, let's just get right into our boy with the hat. Okay, for the first variation we're going to look at with Kung Lao is one that I've seen some people use online that I think is actually really good. So, one of Kung Lao's best moves, in my opinion, is his Z hat. So he does this little move, and then he sends out his hat in a Z formation, which will hit the opponent multiple times. And if they block it, in a lot of situations, it'll actually leave you really advantageous on block. So if you use a move that puts the opponent on the ground, say his forward 4-4, or his forward 4 rather, sorry, I got Baraka on the mind. If you use his forward 4 into the Z hat, he'll actually use it while the opponent is still standing up. And if they block that on wake up, you'll actually be super plus on block, and then you can go into all kinds of shenanigans. In addition, you can also cancel out of it. So if you decide to do that, and then you can go into a throw or whatever you want to do, it just adds a lot of pressure to Kung Lao's ability to, you know, kind of get in someone's face and really mix them up and kind of make them try to have to guess what you're going to do, if you're going to throw, if you're going to continue the pressure. You're going to be plus on block, so it's going to give you a lot of different opportunities to do different things. So I like to pair this, or I've seen a lot of people pair it, and so I tried it out, and it's actually really strong. So we're actually going to pair this with the Spirit of the Great Kung Lao. I can't remember what the move is called off the top of my head, but it's where you summon Kung Lao and you're able to do a variety of different things with them. So for instance, you can do a forward thing like this, you can do an upward one, you can just cancel out of it, you can do a downward one that hits low, and you know, it has pretty good range on it as well. You can adjust that like you can with a lot of projectiles in this game. And it actually gives you some really high value, high damage punishes in this game, because it gives you an extra combo route as well. With the upward one, you can get some additional combos going and stuff like that. So I'll actually show you like what that would look like here in a second. But again, combined with the Z hat, for instance, I always hit the wrong one. Combined with the Z hat, that can just give you tons and tons of pressure. If you get a punish from Kung Lao's 2-1-2-1-2, which looks like this, you can get huge damage, meterless in fact damage, off of a punish into more pressure with the Z hat afterwards. So it's just really good in my opinion. I think it makes for some pretty cool shenanigans, and you can really kind of get in your opponent's face and mess them up pretty good just for making a mistake. So alright, I'll show you quickly what that combo looks like, and then we will move on. And so at the end there, you kind of get a little reset so that if your opponent wakes up and tries to press buttons, then they lose. And if not, then you have super plus advantage on block, and you can kind of keep enforcing your pressure as Kung Lao. And if there's anything anyone knows, it's Kung Lao has a lot of ability to pressure the opponent. So very powerful combination of moves. Like I said, even without the ender there, you're doing a lot of damage on punish. You know, so you're getting pretty good meterless damage off of a simple punish, and it gives you some extra combo ability. It gives you, you know, just a little extra ability to enforce kind of some mix-ups from far. They have to block low to avoid that, and that's pretty good damage just off a low projectile like that. So very powerful combination of moves in my opinion. Alright, for the second variation, just before we get into it, once again, I'd like to ask if you're enjoying, if this is helping you out, if you're getting some value out of it, make sure you like and subscribe for more Mortal Kombat and other fighting game content. Alright, now to go into variation 2, basically we've kept it mostly the same. The main difference is we no longer have the Great Kung Lao spirit stuff. So we've kept the Z hat because I think the Z hat is just really good for pressure purposes. You can still, you know, get it off of any knockdown, and you are going to have tons and tons of pressure opportunities. Going to leave you very plus on block. We already went over that. So now what we're going to talk about is the orbiting hat. Now the orbiting hat is interesting because, as you see, it goes around Kung Lao for quite a while, it will orbit around him. And what this will do is, again, it will give you enormous pressure ability. So in other words, you use this, and if it makes contact with the opponent, it hits mid, and if it makes contact with the opponent, obviously you're going to have hit advantage, but it's also going to leave you extremely plus on block because you're able to do whatever you want with Kung Lao while the hat is orbiting. So you see now I have the frame data up on the bottom left, and I have Melina here set to block. So I'm going to just walk around, and if I get the block, you see I'm plus 48 on block. That's enormous. Now you do have to use a bar of each meter in order to get this move to come out. However, I think that's for balancing purposes because otherwise it would be so insanely stupid strong. And I think this move just is really strong. So you get that, and you basically get to go into whatever you want to do. Whatever kind of pressure you want, whatever kind of, you know, if you want to go in for a throw or a low or any kind of stuff like that, you have the opportunity to, because it leaves you. Now, if you use it like that, it's still safe on block, but you're not going to be plus. But if you manage to, you know, get it out and then the opponent has to block it or get hit by it, either way, it's going to leave you extremely, extremely plus on block or hit, and you're going to have the ability to go into whatever kind of pressure you want. So overall, I think, again, this is a really powerful combination of moves. I like the orbital hat a lot. I think that it's just a really underrated move, although, I don't know, people, well, I shouldn't say underrated, because a lot of people also think it's really good. So maybe not underrated, but it's definitely worth checking out if you've never tried it. I like the other one a little better because you know me by now. I really like combos. I like to have big damage combos, and as you saw before, you know, we were getting 32% meterless. Using the Great Kung Lao spirit stuff. But still, this is a really cool option as well if you're more into just kind of playing mind games and really having that heavy pressure game, always being plus on block or hit or whatever else. You know, it really can just, it kind of lends itself to Kung Lao's playstyle, right? That's what people know about Kung Lao, is he's really pressure heavy. Kung Lao players are always pressing lots of buttons. Well, if you want to actually press buttons and be safe while doing it, this is a variation that's going to help you do that. All right, fair enough. Clear as mud. We will be back with another variation guide probably next week. Until then, have a good one and be blessed.